Hello everyone, welcome to Attentive Learn. Today we are going to look into the 7th Indian Ocean Naval Symposium conducted by France in La Réunion, Italy. So these are the contents that we are going to see. We start by defining what the organization is and its structure and how it is similar to another organization called Western Pacific Naval Symposium and all other aspects of it. As the name suggests, Indian Ocean Naval Symposium is a voluntary initiative started by India in 2008 by the then Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. It is to improve the maritime cooperation of navies of littoral states of Indian Ocean region. It is a biennial event and it is modeled after the Western Pacific Naval Symposium. Let's look at the structure of the organization. The organization contains 24 members and 8 observers. And the difference between members and observers is the members have the right to vote and observers do not. The members are divided into 4 sub-regions, namely South Asian, West Asian, East African, Southeast Asian and Australian. The chairmanship position, which is the governing country for a period of 2 years, is rotated through each sub-region, which means no two countries from the same sub-region can be in chairmanship position for 2 consecutive terms. And it also contains a conclave of chiefs, which is a decision-making body which makes important decisions after discussion with subject matter experts during the meeting. The structure of organization contains 3 working groups, namely HADR, Maritime Security, Information Sharing and Operability. HADR stands for Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief. Chaired by India, it provides valuable assistance in 2004 tsunami. Maritime security, as the name suggests, is to include law enforcement officials to maintain peace in region. Information sharing and interoperability is to share and exchange important information in real time. This is just a visual representation between the members and observers. Here, the members are classified into their each sub-regions. This is the list of countries that had the chairmanship position for the past 10 years from 2008 to 2018. Another important rule regarding giving observer status to countries that do not share the Indian Ocean region is that all member countries must anonymously vote in favor of that particular country to grant observer status. If even one member country is not voting in favor of that particular country, then the observer status will not be given. Let's look at the difference between IONS and WPNS. IONS is for Indian Ocean regions and WPNS for Western Pacific regions. IONS was inaugurated in 2008, whereas WPNS was inaugurated much early on 1988. IONS contain 24 members and 8 observers, whereas WPNS contains 21 members and 4 observers, where India is one of the observers. And WPNS is restricted to navies, whereas IONS includes coast guards, since some of the countries have only coast guards and they do not have any navies. Let's look at the previous attempts to create an organization similar to IONS. In year 1980, the Sri Lankan government started Indian Ocean Marine Affairs Cooperation Network, but it was not supported by India because of the involvement of Pakistan and US. In 1995, the International Forum on the Indian Ocean region was created by Australian government. The Indian Ocean Rim Association, also known as IORA, was the outcome of that forum, and the IORA was inaugurated in 1997. IORA focuses primarily on trade but also includes maritime security. But there is a declining interest from 3 major powers, namely Australia, India and South Africa. Let's take a short look at what IORA means. As the name suggests, IORA means Indian Ocean Rim Association, and it contains 6 priority and 2 focused areas mentioned below. The 6 priorities are maritime security and safety, trade and investment facilitation, fisheries management, disaster risk management, tourism and cultural exchanges, academic, science and technology. And 2 focused areas are namely blue economy and women economic empowerment. These are the list of goals of IONS. There are 3 goals, namely to increase maritime security cooperation and discuss regional maritime issues and friendly relations among member states. Also, to achieve these goals, the IONS carry out some functions such as conducting workshops, conducting essay competitions and conducting lectures by subject matter experts. These are the priorities of IONS. The first one is to move the observers to members, and the second is to improve maritime domain awareness, and the third is white shipping, which is a name for sharing unclassified information regarding merchant vessels in Indian Ocean region. These are the recent developments of IONS. The first one is in 2017 November, the Bangladesh government conducted a multilateral maritime search and rescue exercise, which is the first exercise in the name of IONS. And Iran opens Coordination Center on International Cooperation for Maritime Security in Chabahar, Southeast Iran. Also, Iran Navy compiled first IONS tactical book. In 2014, the Conclave of Chiefs agreed on Charter of Business, which gives observers a 12-month period to become members. The 6th Indian Ocean Naval Symposium was conducted by Iran in 2018, but India provided a seminar in the theme Ion as a Catalyst for Sagar, where Sagar stands for Security and Growth for all in the region. After the meeting, 3 tall ships were sailed together from Kochi to Muscat that once formed the famed spice trade route. The 3 tall ship names are Royal Yacht of Oman Zinat al-Bihar, INS Tarangini and Sudarshini of Indian Navy. And along with that, 2 Indian naval sibling vessels Tarini and Madhe were flagged off by Admiral Landba. The ships travelled from Kochi to Muscat and back, covering a distance of 3000 nautical miles. So, the 7th Indian Ocean Naval Symposium was conducted by France in La Réunion, Italy. Admiral Karambir Singh, the Chief of Naval Staff, attended the meeting virtually. France assumed membership on June 29, 2021 for a period of 2 years. Subject matter expert seminars were conducted by 6 organizations, namely French Institute of International Relations, European Union, Indian Ocean Commission, Information Fusion Center, Singapore, Regional Maritime Information Fusion Center, Madagascar, EU-led Critical Maritime Routes Indian Ocean, also known as CRIMARIO. Here we will look at what each one of them means in brief. Indian Ocean Commission is an intergovernmental body started in 1984 for Western Indian Ocean Islands. There India has observer status on March 2020. Information Fusion Center Singapore is hosted by Republic of Singapore Navy. It is used for information sharing, collaboration between partners to enhance maritime security. RMIFC Madagascar is similar to IFC Singapore and it is to improve maritime domain awareness. CRIMARIO is for covering Western Indian Ocean. It is used for information exchange and analysis and crisis management. The first CRIMARIO was from 2015 to 2019 with a budget of 5.5 million euros, whereas the second one was launched on 29th April 2020 for a budget of 7.5 million euros. The implementing agency of Crimario is France. These are the future goals of IONS. The first one is Djibouti Code of Conduct, which is used for repression of piracy and armed robbery against ships. It is used in Western Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden. It was started in 29 January 2009. One of the important goals of IONS is to include this framework. And the second one is to include MACE from EU program. It can be used for surveillance of Indian Ocean region. And the third one is to include Indian Ocean Forum on Maritime Crime. By including that, we can exchange information between law enforcement officials. This is the ultimate goal of IONS. The first one is to establish robust linkages between IORA and IONS. We know IORA stands for Indian Ocean Rim Association. So after that, it has to extend to ASEAN and then combine it with Western Pacific Naval Symposium. This will create a maritime regional security complex which can be used for surveillance of Indian Ocean and also to exchange information real time and to collaborate with law enforcement officials of different countries for effective security. So that's all regarding the 7th Indian Ocean Naval Symposium. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to Attentive Learn.